Luka, Kyrie, y'all saw the doubters that were saying that y'all wouldn't work. Kyrie, a couple months ago, you talked about the D grade that ESPN gave y'all. Could y'all talk about just, yeah, they gave him a D rating for the trade from the Nets.
I don't think we care. We enjoy playing with each other. We enjoy playing with this team, so we don't really care what other people have to say.
The Mavericks have been on an absolute heater as of late, winning the first two games of the wildly stacked Western Conference Finals, proving the D grade from ESPN is freezing cold. These guys have been absolutely shutting the haters down, showing that the backcourt of Kyrie and Luka are the best the league has to offer. They have been absolutely electric on the offensive end and an insane force on the defensive end. Let's first talk about Doncic. He has been nothing short of incredible for the Mavericks, recording a triple-double of 32 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds. This game marks his 8th triple-double in 42 career postseason games. Luka now joins the exclusive list of players with 4 triple-doubles in a 5-game span in the playoffs. These players are Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Nikola Jokic, and now Luka Doncic. But before we give all the credit to Luka, can't forget about his partner in crime, Kyrie Irving, who also tallied 20 points and 6 assists, going 4 for 7 from 3 in Game 2. Kyrie Irving has been as clutch as ever, scoring 13 of his 20 points in the fourth quarter, including a corner three-pointer with 1:05 left. It's becoming evident that Kyrie is completely comfortable on the court alongside Luka. He has really shown great maturity, accepting and starring in his role as the second option to Luka. Just listen to this interview.
Luka freaking carrying us, man. That's what we're talking about right there in terms of leadership, and everybody contributed, and we needed everybody on this road trip, man.
The Timberwolves came out hot, and the Dallas Mavericks trailed the Minnesota Timberwolves by as many as 18 points in Game 2 of the conference finals. With Doncic at the helm, they gritted their teeth and fought with a supernatural strength. The Mavs' backcourt has been absolutely showing out, dominating the likes of Anthony Edwards and crew. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns struggled in a big way, with the duo combined to shooting 9 for 33. Anthony Edwards was severely hampered by the Mavericks' defense. He struggled to get to the rim and consistently settling for contested three-pointers and jumpers. Edwards is going through a rough patch as of late, shooting just 30 of 90 over the past 5 games. If Edwards can't get things going at the rim, it's only going to get harder for the young star. The Timberwolves' front court consists of a Defensive Player of the Year in Rudy and an All-Star in Karl Anthony Towns. But it's the big men of the Dallas Mavericks that are becoming the stars of the show. To give him credit, Rudy hasn't been bad, averaging 14 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists in the last 2 games. He's also done a decent job defending the paint and providing scoring when he is needed. On the other hand, Towns has been truly disappointing. Last night, he had 15 points on 4 for 16 shooting and didn't even see the court as the game was closing out. The low production from the Wolves' big men has been due to the absolutely amazing basketball from Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, who are coming up huge through 2 games in this Western Conference Finals. In Game 2, Mavericks had their way with the persistent lobs to Derek Lively and Daniel. They had 16 and 14 points respectively. Neither of the two have signature plays where you can point to, but their consistent presence has made life in the paint extremely difficult for Edwards and Cat. The Wolves were really showing their age by not taking care of the ball, throwing away countless balls at the end of the game. But we have to give credit to Luka and Kyrie for playing solid defense in the playoffs. These two have been heavily criticized in their career for being defensive liabilities, but even NBA critic Charles Barkley is giving them credit.
Kyrie and Luka have improved their defense. We got to give them some love because I don't think any of us thought coming into the playoffs or the season they were like, oh, Kyrie is a great defender, Luka's a great defender. I'm not saying they're great defenders, but they're really busting their hump out there, man.
It is getting very scary for the Wolves as they waste big nights from the supporting cast. Reed was the Timberwolves' best scorer and bright spot on this night, scoring a team-high 23 points off the bench and hitting 7 of 9 three-pointers. Conley provided 18 in support to go along with 5 rebounds and 5 assists. The Mavericks were far from perfect in this game, But for the second game in a row, they showed much more mental fortitude than the Timberwolves when it mattered. When the fourth quarter started, the Mavericks felt inevitable. Everyone in that building knew that either Kyrie or Luka would come through. Luka is clearly not 100%. The injury report lists Luka with left ankle soreness and a right knee sprain, but he is an absolute savage and will not rest until everything is over. But when Doncic rested, Irving stepped up. Kyrie showed up in the fourth with 4 made threes and fantastic defense on Anthony Edwards. Luka Doncic was coming off 2 missed shot attempts, but when he got the inbounds with 12 seconds left, Luka Magic took over. Trailing by 2 with the final seconds ticking off of the clock, Doncic played the Defensive Player of the Year like a wind-up toy. He got the switch onto Gobert and went one-on-one with Rudy from the perimeter with a chance to tie or take the lead. He had Rudy on skates and opted for a step-back 3 that silenced the whole state of Minnesota. Luka even had some choice words for Gobert after he hit the game-clinching 3-pointer. I'm not sure what he said to him. Can anyone let me know in the comments what he is saying?
But that's just Rudy Gobert in an impossible situation.
After the game, Anthony Edwards didn't sound defeated, saying, in the last series, we was down 3-2. We was up 2-0, then Denver came down and won 2 at the crib, and then won 1 at their crib. So we've been here before. I don't think anybody in the locker room is panicking. This win is massive for the Mavericks, and it looks like they are going to be the heavy favorites going back home with the Game 2 win. It's becoming more and more evident that the leadership and playoff experience for the Mavericks outweighs the passion and competitiveness that the young Wolves are bringing to the table. If the Timberwolves 1-2 punch and Cat and Ant don't step up and have huge games on the road, it might be a short conference finals. Teams with a 2-0 lead in a series have a record of 422 and 34 in playoff history. So it looks like the writing might be on the walls. The Wolves need to take the next 2 to stay competitive, and the Mavericks are now 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. Let me know who you think is going to come out of this series alive.